The search is still on for several people involved in a violent carjacking. News Channel 5's Matthew Torres is here with us with the very latest, and we do know they've got one suspect in custody.
Hey, that's right, Steve. One minor is in custody this morning, and talk about a very scary night for this victim. This all happened at the intersection of Meadow Court and Westchester Drive, just outside of Madison last night. The victim told police that he was in his car when a man came up, opened the back door and pointed a gun at him and ordered him to get out. The victim did comply and step out, but then police say several guys and girls jumped in and drove away. A short time later, officers responding to the call spotted the car not far from where the carjacking took place. This caused a short police pursuit, and the suspects eventually stopped at the corner of Westchester Drive and Brick Church Pike and then took off. They are still at large this morning, but get this, we are being told that all of them may be minors. The victim was not hurt, so if you have information, again, they are still out there, call police. Steve.
All right, Matthew, thanks for the update on that. Some incredible video from overnight. Take a look at this. A fire over at PSC Metals in East Nashville. That's that big scrapyard you see right there in downtown Nashville on the east side of the Cumberland. Fire crews spent a few hours trying to put out the hot spots in a huge pile of shredded metal and car parts. They say some of the material inside that pile was hot enough to start smoldering, and eventually it caught on fire.
Fire started from just the heat of cutting everything up and doing their job. It's kind of a normal thing.
Normal thing, but luckily it's all out. Firefighters along with PSC Metals drowned out that fire, and they had to keep turning it over to make sure that it was completely out, and it is this morning.
Also this morning, we know the identity of a pedestrian killed on Old Hickory Boulevard. We brought you this as breaking news yesterday morning. Police say Gerardo Navarrete died after being hit by a pickup truck. That driver is not facing charges. The toxicology results on Navarrete are pending.
More than a year later, a third teen facing charges in connection with a deadly shooting. Dante Swainer turned himself into the police yesterday. He and two other teens are accused of robbing Moises Zarate and his cousin outside of a South Nashville apartment last March. As the cousin ran for help, Zarate was shot and killed. Swainer and a second suspect are now facing murder and robbery charges. There's a third suspect. He was tried in juvenile court. Some new developments also about an apartment shooting in Murfreesboro from last Sunday. Jaquil Lindsay has been arrested for 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault with a firearm. Police say he's the one responsible for shooting 2 people at the University Gables apartments, Dartavius Brittenham and Travius Miller. Both of them went to Vanderbilt. They have since been released, and they are recovering now from their injuries.
Also new this morning, take a good look at this man, Michael Cook. He's wanted by the Cheatham County Sheriff's Office and Springfield Police. Cook's charges include aggravated burglary, rape, attempted child abuse, and child support. If you have any information where he could be, call the Cheatham County Sheriff at 615-792-2043. A repeat DUI driver will be back in court this morning facing charges in a crash that killed 2 people. Our Cuthbert Langley outside the courthouse this morning. And Cuthbert, this woman was convicted in a DUI wreck just hours before this deadly crash.
Amy, as unimaginable as it is, that is what police tell us. She was driving home from this courthouse here at the Birch Building in downtown Nashville, heading down the Jefferson Street Bridge when she slammed into the back of the car, killing 2 men in their 60s. We're talking about Stephanie Ferguson. She has been charged with 9 different charges, including probation violation, vehicular homicide, and many more, all from this wreck that happened back on January 22nd. She was driving over the bridge and slammed into the back of a car that was stopped at a red light. Willie Nichols and Aaron Hall, both in their 60s, were killed. 6 others were hurt. Ferguson herself should not have even been driving. She had a revoked license. She also is now facing a probation violation because, as I said before, she was convicted of a DUI just a short time before this crash. That DUI happened back in December 2013 when she again had an issue with a vehicle. She allegedly ran her car into a home. So right now she's been charged with multiple vehicular homicide charges as well as 2 other drug charges as well, because get this, police say when they were looking inside of Ferguson's car moments after the crash, they found evidence of drugs in there as well. So she will be arraigned at 9 this morning. Now coming up at 7:30, this is not Ferguson's first time dealing with the law. She has a very lengthy background, and we'll talk more about that again coming up at 7:30. For now, though, we're live here at the Birch Building here in downtown Nashville this morning. I'm Cuthbert Langley, News Channel 5 HD.
All right, Cuthbert, thank you. And 9 people were hurt, 9 of them after police say a drunk driver jumped a curb and went into a crowded sidewalk. Jeffrey Poston's facing multiple charges, including DUI. He somehow drove onto the sidewalk outside of a ice cream shop in Spring Hill on Sunday, hitting 5 adults and 4 kids. One of the adults was seriously hurt. More charges are pending. In Mount Juliet now, police searching for an accused robber. They say the man stole cash and cigarettes from a MAPCO station off Lebanon Road Tuesday night. He handed the clerk a note, we're told, in a plastic bag and told her to give him all the money in the cash drawer. He ran off toward Lebanon Road. Officials have not seen him since. If you know anything about the case, call the Mount Juliet Police Department this morning.
One of the most dangerous intersections in Williamson County is about to get a lot safer. Over the last 2 years, there has been more than 80 crashes at the intersection of Ragsdale and Sunset Roads in Brentwood. An $8 million realignment project will eliminate a dangerous curve and widen parts of the road. Construction is expected to start sometime next summer.